Hello. Today I'm going to compare two ways to build the SPICE open source project. SPICE is a tool for remote access to virtual machines over the network. So it's a graphical interface that lets you connect to machines remotely. And so there is a protocol, clients, a server, a streaming agent that is used to encode video. And so traditionally, like many open source projects, this tool uses AutoConf, AutoMake, so AutoTools basically. And so I'm going to run an AutoGen script to build this component. And there's a little trick here, which is I pass this make-j install step that is going to be done at every step for every component. And that's because you need to install the protocol so that AutoConf can detect it for server and client. So I'm starting this build process here, and you see the traditional AutoConf steps. And this is another approach that uses a project called build that does auto configuration using only make files. So I'm just typing make, and you see that the configuration happens as part of the build process, and it starts generating code right away. So one of the benefits of using the Makefile approach is that it's faster. So you see that I'm done here with my initial build in about 13 seconds. And while it's chugging here, I'm going to connect to the machine to verify that this did work. So, let's see. So you see the build that I just made here, and I'm going to test them in place. And this is my client here, so now I can connect to so I'm connecting to a virtual machine on that. So this happens to be a macOS virtual machine that I'm connecting to. Okay, so if you have a doubt that this is an actual build, let me check this. So you see that there is nothing there. If I run the same command again, it doesn't work. And I'm connecting to my remote machine. So now maybe I want to make some changes. Meanwhile, AutoConf is still processing there. So I can touch, for instance, a file that is used by many, well, let me start by touching just one file. So I'm going to touch a client file. So I'm using the GTK client. And you see that it reveals just this file. I can also touch a file that has many dependencies. For instance, in the libraries, so common libraries, there's a log.h file that is used by practically everybody because it's used for logging. So now if I build this, you see that it's rebuilding quite a number of files. So it's dealing with the dependencies. Okay, so I've done an edit and 3 files and a demo by the time AutoConf had done its first build. So you may remember that the initial build with the Makefile was 13 seconds, and with AutoConf, the initial build is 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Now, if I touch a file, so if I touch the client file here, like this, so this is the case where you do an incremental build. And so we are going to compare what happens there. And you can see that it takes about 1 second versus about 9. So even for a small incremental build, it's quite faster on this side. Now, if I touch the log file that I touched before, you see that it's rebuilding here all the dependencies. If I touch it here, it's not rebuilding much. The reason is that the historical organization of this project has SPICE common, so the common libraries, as a submodule of the client and server. And so this means that here it's really not rebuilding all the dependencies that I need. And I have multiple copies of this log.h file, and I would really need to make all these copies in sync in order to make sure that I'm having the same result as here on the right. So there is an important difference when you're changing shared components, is that the dependencies are dealt with automatically with the make-based system and not with AutoConf. You have to install the steps in the middle. And that's about it for these two build systems. Oh, let me just show it. One last thing. We show it on macOS, so just to show that the build environment works correctly on other platforms as well. The build system itself works on Windows as well, but I've not finished. I'm not done adjusting SPICE itself, so SPICE itself will not compile yet. So the compilation is slower on this machine. It's a laptop, macOS laptop, so it's much less powerful. And now I can run my SPICE. So the machine that I was using is called Turbo and port. And now I have the Mac version of the same project. That's the end of this demo.